Hey everyone, I'm here today to show you the newly announced Blade 180 CFX. And what I plan to do today, I'm pretty sure most of you have seen the, I would say the marketing video for the 180 CFX from Horizon Hobby, and a couple of our team pilots that have shown what this heli can do. So I want to just take it to a different light just to show you guys what you would probably want to look at when you get it out of the box. Kind of a pre-flight check. So, just to start out, I want to say that this is a pre-production model, and we were using this for testing, so this has kind of been bashed around here and there, but still it's pretty close to what you would get in production. Alright? So to start off, so the Blade 180 CFX, what you will get is, as most of the, like Steve and James, those guys showed in their marketing video, is you see the carbon fiber frame, the very robust gears, rotary servos, robust tail gears, so on and so forth, right? So I'm not here about that. What I wanted to see is when I first got the model, the first thing that came into my mind is, so how do I bind this model to my radio? It comes with AR6335, which is right there, and it uses like a micro or a micro connector, not your standard full-size connector. So the good thing is the model on the other side has this adapter, which you can insert the bind plug. So pretty straightforward, just like any other Spectrum receiver. You insert it, you power up the model, the controller flashes, and then you bind your radio. So pretty straightforward. The model is so well designed by Blade that I was really having a tough time trying to find things to point out that you might want to check when you get the model. The only thing that I would probably say that jumps out at me is, of course, the speed control, which is underneath the Talon 15. The wire goes through this hole right here, but it does have this protection, as you can see, this white protection to keep it from getting scratched up. If you want, and you're meticulous, you can definitely sand down that area just to be sure it doesn't chaff up those wires. You can probably do it in some other certain areas, but I'll be honest, there wasn't really much on this helicopter that I would say that would be out of spot or would be iffy of touching or anything like that. See, as you see, all the wires are zip tied neatly on the side. What I can also show you, one of the forum members asked this on I think on launch day, was he wanted to know what the adjustability is of the fly barless controller. So there will be other videos out. I'm not going to be focusing on that today, but there is an advanced menu for the AR6335 where you can actually adjust the P, I, and D gains of both cyclic and the tail. So it's a very, very flexible system. I've experimented significantly with various settings, and it's a great system. I actually have this model tuned to my type of flying. Okay, so but there'll be a follow-up video with regards to that. So for today, I would want to focus on, like I said, pre-flight. So when I get out of the box, I will check swash, servo centering, and things like that, just so everything's at the right position before a maiden. So we'll continue, and I'll show you how we will be doing that. Okay, so I strapped on a battery so we can begin checking our servos and our swash at its center. And this is a Thunder Power G8 Pro 480 milliamp pack. And so we'll start by making sure your radio is turned on, and then powering up the model. And keep it on a flat level surface, steady, and there it's initialized. There you go. So wanted to point out that when you first power it up, right off the bat, the gyros are already correcting and that's also good, something good to check. It will be preset from the factory with the right orientation for the correction of the gyros. But just so for informational purposes, the way this works is when you tilt forward, the swash, the front should rise up in the back, goes down, see, like so, right? So it counters, and so on left and right. So right off the bat, that's working. Also, the tail gyro is already active as well by just powering up the model. Okay, so to get into the servo centering menu, you'll be pushing throttle rudder left, and then elevator aileron right here, right to the both corners outside, and then you will be pushing the bind button if you follow the setup on the radio. Now after you do that, the model will move the swash, and from here you'll see that now the swash is not moving anymore, and this indicates that it is in servo centering mode, and you see everything's nice, flat and level for the swash with the top of the heli. Okay, so nothing's moving. So first thing I would check is if the servo arms are 90 degrees with your servos, so meaning it sticks absolutely straight out from the servo case. So I've gone through the steps with this helicopter, so everything is perfectly 90, but I'll still show you as well. So that's 90. This is 90, and then the elevator servo, it's kind of tough to see when it's inside. What I did was I took the canopy post off, unscrewed these two servo screws, took out the servo, and then centered all the servos while this one was hanging. So it was easy. You could see the elevator servo, you could see this servo. Well, this servo is easily visible, right? So I centered everything. Now, how do you do that? While the heli is in that mode, you would be using your radio, and you will hit right aileron, and you will see the servo that you want to adjust will do a little twitch. So here I'm going to hit right aileron. You see that indicates that that servo is the one that you want to adjust. Right aileron, and another one, right aileron. That's the servo you'll be adjusting. So the last one that pumped was this this servo. So you would be using the elevator sticks to adjust, to trim out the servo so it's absolutely 90 with the case. So if you move the elevator, see it's moving. See, and that's where you position it, where it's absolutely 90 with the case. All right. So after you do that with all three servos, the next step I would recommend is to check your swash is level with the top of the bearing block right here. In this case it is. This way, you look at it this way, you look at it this way. And if it's not, just pop off the links, adjust the links to the right length till you get perfectly parallel with the bearing block. Once you do that, the next thing I check is I make sure that I have zero pitch while all of this is set. So since the pitch links are fixed and not adjustable, you'd be adjusting the linkages on the servo to get zero pitch while on servo centering. Okay, so you would position the swash at the right height to have zero pitch. And after you're done with all of them, you got everything leveled, swash level, and then zero pitch at this mode. All you have to do is hold down the bind button, and the helicopter will get out of that servo adjustment mode and should be ready to fly. So this is idle 1, So let me show you the power it has on idle 1, a climb out. I'll do a climb out. So see, it's pretty powerful. Let me get this closer. Idle 1. Okay, and we'll switch to, now this is idle 2. Very powerful. So guys, going pretty fast here. Tail holds rock solid. Do some rainbows. Get that tail working. And for the guys that like do some smooth flying, I mean, a heli flies like it's on rails. Some steady hovers. That's pretty much hands off. Check that out. Hands off, guys.